After receiving a whole bunch of backlash regarding the upcoming changes to how we get Pokécoins in Pokemon Go, Niantic decided to completely roll back on their system while they are testing it out in Australia. While we do not know if these rollbacks are temporary, I am actually really happy about this because I was extremely dissatisfied with the upcoming changes, and it looks like Niantic is listening to the feedback of their community and they're taking a second look at their new system. So we're going to talk about this. Let's get right into it. How's it hanging, everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Pokécoin changes, and it looks like Niantic has temporarily rolled back on these changes, and we're seeing this within Australia where they're testing out these new features. And I'm thinking that they're going to be giving this a second look because of the big wave of backlash that they received over the last couple of days. But before we dive into that, if it's your first time here to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel possible. If you want to support this channel in any way, I highly suggest you go and check out the links in the description below. Alright, so with all of that out of the way, let's talk about these upcoming Pokécoin changes. Like I said, I was extremely dissatisfied with these changes. I thought it was going to be detrimental for all of us who are free to play. And in general, it just seemed like they completely missed the mark when it comes to how players play their game. Now, for a lot of us who are completely free to play, it's really difficult to get Pokécoins in Pokemon Go. We pretty much have to grind out our gyms and hope that our Pokemon get knocked out, which is really unreliable right now because of the quarantines that are going on, because people are locked down. They're not able to go out and gym battle, so getting your Pokécoins every day has been a hit or miss. And for Niantic to come in and to completely nerf this system, I mean, it's going to be really negatively received. And I'm sure Niantic assumed somewhere that there would be some sort of backlash to changing this system, but they went ahead and went with it, and I think the backlash was way more than they thought they would be receiving. And to be honest with you, I thought this backlash was pretty well deserved. I thought this system was just, to be honest with you, in my opinion, it was just complete trash, and I think Niantic needed to give it a second look. Now, I'm okay with them giving us 5 additional Pokécoins through some other means other than through the gym battling system, but the system that they had in place was not okay by any means. Now, I said this before in my other video, if they were to give us alternatives to how we can get Pokécoins, then I can understand having those gym battling nerfs, but because they are not doing that, but at the same time still giving us those nerfs, well, it was just very problematic. But it looks like I wasn't the only one. After I released that video, a lot of people voiced their concerns, if not on my channel. Then I noticed that a lot of other YouTubers were saying the same things. So it's very evident that the community was not happy with these upcoming changes. What should have been a really exciting announcement ended up being something that was a bit of a misstep. A lot of people were just crying out from the top of their lungs that they did not want these changes, and it looks like Niantic is listening. I think it's very important to point out that Niantic is paying close attention to their community, and they've been having a good track record of doing so. A lot of the features that they announce don't typically get well received right off the bat, but they end up morphing into something that's really good. Take, for example, remote raiding. When remote raiding was first announced, there was a lot of question marks, and some of the details that they provided, a lot of players were not happy about, but it turns out that they were listening to the community, and as soon as they launched remote raiding, they implemented a lot of temporary changes and some permanent changes to better appease the community. And I'm really hoping the same thing will happen here. I think something like this could work out for Pokemon Go. They just have to execute it correctly. When it comes to Pokemon Go, having rewards based around tasks have always been a very positive thing. Ever since research was introduced into Pokemon Go, they've been essentially a big staple of Pokemon Go, and I've been really enjoying them. Essentially, what they're doing is rewarding us for gameplay that we're doing already, and I really like that. And then for them to attach Pokécoins to that, I thought would have been amazing, considering that gym battling is a little bit outdated and not a lot of people participate in gym battling every day. So if they were to give us some sort of alternative for getting Pokécoins, then I thought it would have been a really great thing. But unlike what I envisioned for Pokécoins through research, what they ended up doing is just giving us 5 additional Pokécoins that we can get every day, which is a good thing, but it's only 5 from research, and then the rest we have to get from gym battles. And then on top of that, they nerfed gym battles to an impossible degree. So yeah, it was just really bad all around. To be honest, I wouldn't have minded these nerfs if they made it so that you can get all 55 from these research tasks if we choose to grind it out. And I think that would have been great, considering right now we're all in lockdown, so we can't go out in gym battle as often as we used to. So naturally, if there was some sort of alternative, like a stay-at-home alternative to getting Pokécoins, I think that would have been a huge plus. But of course, that's not what we ended up getting, and a lot of people were really upset. My only hope is that Niantic learned their lesson from this experience, and that if they're going to implement different changes, if they're going to implement different features, then they have to make sure that they're thinking about the players and the player experience first. I think that was the big misstep, that was the big miscommunication regarding this whole Pokécoin change. No one was asking for this, to be honest with you, and you know, giving us pleasant surprises, that's always fine, but at the same time, you just got to be aware of what the players want. There's a lot of things that the community has been asking for that has seemingly gone unaddressed. And yet they're giving us a lot of changes that are seemingly things that we weren't even thinking about. I mean, a lot of players are fine with the current gym battling system. Yes, it is still a bit of a grind, but it is something. And it's for those of us who really want to get Pokécoins for free, it's our way of doing so. We have something that we know works, and it's been something that we've been used to for a long time. So for them to come in there and to just nerf it into the ground without giving us another alternative, yeah, that's going to be very negatively received. Alright, so as I mentioned at the top of this video, these rollbacks could be temporary. It could be that Niantic is giving this system a second look and they're tweaking it behind the scenes, and then they're going to roll out a new version of these changes in Australia in the next coming days. We just don't know. But at least that's promising that they're giving it a second look. It means that they are looking at the feedback from their community. A lot of people have been disappointed by these changes. A lot of people have been frustrated by these changes, and it looks like they are looking into all of that. So it's a really promising thing. I like the fact that even if these changes do get implemented, it still will be tuned a lot better than what they initially went with. And I'm really hoping that they do pay attention to the community continuously until the launch of these new features, because like I said, there is a lot of great potential in these changes. I like the idea of there being an alternative to gym battling for getting Pokécoins, but they have to implement it right. They have to execute on it correctly. Otherwise, players are just going to be extremely unhappy. They're not going to enjoy these changes, and some people might outright quit the game because they just can't get Pokécoins anymore. So I'm really excited to see what they end up doing with these changes. I'm really glad to see that they rolled back on them even temporarily, because it means that they are fine-tuning it, they are looking into it behind the scenes, and that's a really good thing. But again, of course, communication is a two-way street. They've been doing a really good job lately of communicating with their players, and of course that's because of people like Liz and all these other people from Niantic who are actively engaging with their community. Sometimes it's pretty bad and it's memeable, but for the most part, they've been doing a much better job than they were at the beginning of this game. So, you know, just give them credit where credit is due. They are trying, guys. So I know a lot of people have been pointing out all of the flaws with Niantic, but I always try to give them credit where credit is due. They've been doing a lot better job, and for some of us who have been playing from the beginning, it's night and day lately compared to how it was before. And with all that said, I think it's up to us to communicate to them as much as we can as well. If we have different ideas, if we do not like something, then we have to let them know. So continuously tweet at them, continuously send in emails or different things like that. Engage with them as much as they are engaging with us, and that's how we're going to get systems that do work for both us and Niantic. And I really think this is one of those situations where communication could give us something really great. I mean, we already saw it with remote raiding, with some of the things that they initially were going to launch with. They decided not to because of people giving feedback and people pointing out out that, hey, we're all in quarantine right now, so nerfing our damage in remote raiding may not necessarily be a good idea at launch. And guess what? At launch, they completely removed those nerfs. Albeit it was temporarily, because eventually those damage nerfs will be implemented, but at least for launch, while we're all going through quarantine, they did not have those things implemented. So yeah, it shows that they are listening to the community, and you cannot deny that they are. Give credit where credit is due. Niantic is doing a good job, but we have to do our part as well. That's just basically what I'm trying to say. Again, I think there's a lot of potential behind some of the proposed changes to Pokécoins, so do not give out. I think there's going to be a lot of great things coming to Pokemon Go for us as players, especially for some of us who are all about the free-to-play gameplay. So yeah, I just think Niantic is on the right track. They just need to fine-tune and execute correctly, which I'm trusting that they will do. But in any case, I would love to know your thoughts regarding these rollbacks. What do you think about these Pokécoin changes that are upcoming? I would love to know. Make sure you sound off down below and let me know how you're holding out during this quarantine, because my goodness, I desperately need a haircut, and I know it's going to be a while before I get one, but yeah, it's just, the struggle is so real. And of course, lately I've been on the best buddy grind, and it's been getting harder and harder to get every single heart imaginable, mainly because I'm not able to go out and play like I used to, and it's really hard to find new Pokestops near me nowadays. So yeah, just hanging on the best I can, and I hope you are too. But that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am Count Jinsula, and I'll catch you all later. How's it hanging, everyone? Before I end this video, I want to give a quick plug to my Patreon page. If you want to support this channel, I highly suggest you go and check out the link in the description below. Every little bit helps when it comes to these YouTube videos. So if you want to support this channel, if you love the content that I'm producing and you want to contribute, definitely go and check it out. I have a lot of nice perks, like if you want to be on my permanent friends list, or if you want to get exclusive content or participate in exclusive content that's coming soon, definitely go and check it out. And to all of my patrons, I thank you for supporting my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Follow me on social media at Count Jinsula. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, have a great day. I'll catch you all later.